Well, we sure do use it a lot.
Mm.
Yes, well, keep your friends close and your enemies closer is what I always say.
Is that what you say?
Uh-huh.
I've
That's
never
why
heard you say that.
that's why I sleep with scorpions. I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh, but
Luckily,
they're
I've
really big
years.
scorpions, so it's fine.
Luckily, I've spent years building up an immunity to their venom.
At least that's what the movies seem to think. I have built up exactly zero immunity over 20 years. It's just very painful. One of them got my eye yesterday. That was fun.
Christ.
I call it spicy sheets. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
What an intro.
Welcome back to Curse of the Crimson Throne. Uh, where we talk about, the pleasant things in life. How is everyone? We didn't stream last week. How's everyone doing? That's wonderful.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I just I'm so glad that all of my players are happy and healthy and vibrantly full of words.
Mhm.
So, would anyone like to give us a recap?
um,
Nose goes.
No, sure.
trying to think of where we started at. We started back here, right? After we had just teleported.
Correct.
Right. So essentially all that happened last session was we teleported in.
Mm-hmm.
We had to run around. Everything was renovated to be a nice little hideout for a while. We went to the throne area that Rhea had never been to before, and we had a little meeting with Cressida and Claire and Rhea's mom um, about what our plan was exactly and what we had learned. We had taken care of some of the Grey Maiden leadership. We had, I believe, pretty much taken out the Red Mantis um, set up in Corvosa. We got a doorbell and doorbell's owner, whatever the fuck her name was.
And decided to set them loose in the city,
Absolutely, yes.
where they can
There's
run
a
free.
look. There's a black dragon out there. We need protection.
Mm.
um, uh, so yes, we went through all of that information. Um, they are going to be keeping track of doorbell's person, um, and treating her well
Uh
because
huh.
that is what she needs.
Right.
A Ross.
Unlike certain cow that will never be seen again,
That thing's definitely eaten.
it is gone.
She is alive and well. She may have gotten washed into the river and floated a little bit until she found some beautiful grassland.
Or wandered through a city that was suffering from a pandemic and starving. You be the judge.
No. Let her be. You know, the cow went off to pasture. Um. uh. We called a break on the meeting. Because we gotta head back out to the Cinderlands at some point and deal with that shit. Talk to the Sun Shaman. Uh. Rhea had a quick little conversation with Eli, and then immediately after with Shala and Iso.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was totally fine with that. Shala's fine. Iso threw water on her at Rhea's not request.
Uh-huh.
Um, Oh dear. This is gonna be fun to see the aftermath of.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
And then Amelia Storia and was like, "Hey, I don't like Varric. My sister does." We're like, "Oh, fuck. Okay, let's you grab your sister and I'll get Varric and we can have Varric watch Eli for a little while so that we can talk to your sister because of denial with you two."
Uh-huh.
It's not
And-
just a river in Egypt. I'm sorry, please continue.
Just as we were walking out of the room to go deal with that, we were stopped by racist wizard man, who pulled us into another room. Oh, wait, before that, Amelia found her sister's body after destroying what was like a makeshift barracks area.
She only destroyed the flooring. The beds are fine. They're just a little dusty.
Mm-hmm. 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 Courtly, not now. So then we got stopped by racist wizard man, and he took us over to where we are right now on the map. This little area right here, which is apparently his lab or something, set up away from everything else in case things go boom. And he's like, "Hey, here's some magic stuff. You may take one each." And apparently Weary was having, or maybe not Weary, but Blue was having a crisis as to which magic item was taking, but that was sort of out of session after, but it's fine. Weary and Ross need to talk about some stuff. Weary needs to go visit her son. That's all that seems relevant to me.
Leaves over the coin. There's a cataplepis destroying things in the streets. Yeah, pretty good. Take your filthy inspiration.
I will.
Well, we will start the session right about where we left off last session. I believe Rhea and Amelia were having a talk.
No, because we were gathering people up to have a talk with
Yeah.
Timbronius.
So,
oh no, wait, we already had that conversation. Fuck.
yeah, we had
Timbronius
taken our
gathered you
magic
all
items
up
and then
to
we were going after it, yeah.
to pick your magic
Oh,
items. You
fuck.
also forgot the redecorating that Amelia did.
The redecorating that she did.
Mm-hmm.
No, she mentioned it.
Oh, did you mention
no,
it? Good.
Where she fucked up the room down
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
No, I
Okay,
said
you
that.
did say that. Okay, yeah. Good. Very important to point that out.
Absolutely.
Some guards are sleeping in a weird place tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So you've all chosen your magical items, yes? I believe Aras took the rock block party. Mary took the bee's knees staff. Rhea, what did you take?
No. First, I want to hear what you have for Amelia.
Which one item did Amelia take?
The amulet of health.
Oh, the amulet of health.
Wow. What a cop out. I want a refund.
It's just an amulet that says 5-hour energy on it.
Oh.
I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything good for that one. What did you take, Rhea?
The talking dog.
Oh, right, the Onyx Rover. So you guys, that was probably the least effective one there, and yet somehow I knew you would take it.
I took it because I was peer pressured.
Yeah.
You don't have to, though.
I don't know what even the rest of it was. Oh my god, shut up, dogs, please.
Yes, because more dogs is what you need. So mark those items on your sheets if you haven't already. And Timronius will take your selections, give them to you, take the rest up, and will be used for the defense of the city. And he makes one last bow and says, well, I wish you all safe travels and luck in your future endeavors. If your negotiations with the Shawanti go well, let me know, and we will do what we can to accommodate them. In fact, I have been working on a slight, what's the word I would use? Alteration to a spell, called projection, which will allow me to project, say, Cressida's image up to 500 miles or so. So if you would like them to speak to each other, I could manage that. I was going to say swing it, but that is not in corrosive vocabulary.
Oh. Ross kind of stops for a minute and seems like really kind of taken aback. And that was very kind of you.
Oh, sure, of course.
I will make sure they know, and I will message you when we find out.
Of course. And he will take his leave. Oh,
Thank you.
and just for the audience at home, Aria has decided to take the barb tutor.
It is a silver horn of Valhalla for anybody that's not aware.
It's a tutor that summons barbarians. I don't know what else you want.
Okay, but
it's less a
can
silver
they,
horn.
Can they just be?
Uh-huh.
Can they just be like in the
They're
shape
just
of corgis? It's just a stampede of corgis.
they're just corgis with Viking helmets.
Yes, corgis with Viking helmets, and it's less a horn and more of a kazoo.
I love it.
No, it's a dog whistle. So
Yeah,
only they know that you've blown it.
but kazoos are funnier.
I like zoo.
Oh, but blue's more valid.
What if it's kazoo that makes a dog whistle sound?
Sure. No, wait,
Oh,
but
so
that's that's
It's
pointless.
a kazoo that only annoys dogs.
No,
Got it.
it just needs to be a dog whistle that makes kazoo noises. Otherwise, it's pointless. But yes, you may absolutely take it. Do you still have the you have the stats and stuff for what it does?
Yeah.
Good. You may absolutely take that item. Timronius takes his leave. What is next for the party? I know that you need to take a long rest still, and we are working our way towards that. But before that, I believe we had something that we very rarely do in this campaign, some form of roleplay.
What is that again?
It's where you don't roll dice to kill things.
What?
But then it's not role play.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
where
no,
the
that
DM
doesn't
has
sound
you.
right.
It's where the DM has you talk to an NPC for an hour.
No, it's
Oh.
where I can't say it. I can't be mean to other DMs. I don't want to be mean. I'm just
Wait.
it's mm-mm.
Wow.
What?
I will
I'm-
carry the torch of petty in my heart.
Please at least send it in chat or something. I need
Yes,
to know.
yes, I will send it in chat.
Anyways.
There. So, what's next, my fellow players?
Remember, whose conversation needs to happen first?
Right.
Basically.
I'm pretty. We don't have to do my conversation.
In that
Yes,
case,
we
we're doing
do.
this conversation.
Who wants to go talk to Mother Ward?
Oh God.
No.
All right.
You're gonna give Hickory like bad flashbacks.
Rhea, you first.
Sure.
Okay.
So, after the interruption by Timronians, Rhea would sort of catch Amelia off to the side of one of the I guess tunnels. That's what these are. And just basically grabbing onto her elbow. All right, that's done. Go grab your sister.
There's like a split moment where the color just drains out of her face, and she's just like, I mean, we don't actually really have to have this conversation right now, do we?
When will we have another moment of downtime? She sort of like pushes you forward a little bit by the elbow, like, go ahead. I'll grab her.
Yeah, there's just like the whole time Amelia's trying to think of something to say. There's like the vague shape of words that are being formed, but no sound comes out, and finally she's just like, oh, fine.
And Rio will go off to find Venkastikin and essentially be like, would you be able to watch over Eli for a little while?
Oh, and Castrigan's up back in the throne room. Yes, of course I could. Is he all right?
Considering everything that's happened, she just leaves it at that.
Of course.
I just think you should have someone at least slightly familiar with him there.
Varric
like
kind
the
of...
man who's known him for 5 minutes.
Varric raises an eyebrow. Of course, I'll regale him of stories from my days as a butcher. And just starts heading off down the hall.
As he does, he's just like, wait, you were a butcher?
It's a long story.
Oh, no.
I just realized I did all of that, but my camera wasn't showing it.
Oh, no.
I moved tokens and stuff.
No.
I was
That's
good
just
GM.
the worst.
Fine. Yes. Van Kesterkin goes off to watch Eli for a bit.
And I guess Amelia will summon Annika into the throne room.
By this time, Cinnabar and Claire are not there.
Oh my god. Amelia's just standing there awkwardly, just kind of like eyes staring off and like staring directly at the throne over here, waiting for Rhea to come along. Annika's just floating there, arms folded, just like, what the fuck is going on? And as soon as Rhea walks in, she's just like, Rhea, hi, yes, makes vague gesture, just like, please help.
She would nod and sort of look between the two for a moment, like, how the fuck do you start something like this?
As Amelia's just like, how the fuck am I supposed to start this? So, oh no, you go. It's
By all means, this is
I
she's
mean,
sort
it
of
doesn't really mean. Okay, all right. And Annika's finally just like, for fuck's sake, someone say something. What is this? Is this about my body? Like, I guess someone else is going to need to move it if there's a problem with it just sitting on one of those tables. What is it? And finally, Amelia just turns to her and goes, I know that it's you. And there's just this blink of like, what? It's he stares over at Rhea, just like, oh fuck. We know you and I both know that we've been mixing emotions for a while, right? And Annika pauses and sighs as much as a ghost can. Yes, and I've apologized already for no. That's not not. I mean, yes, but no. This isn't asking for an apology or any. I just there's a very specific feeling that you've been feeling that you don't want to admit that you're feeling, that I'm thought I was feeling, but oh, for fuck's sake, would you just spit it out? You're in love with Van Castle, and just like blurts it out and then slowly shrinks, like folds her arms around herself and like cannot make eye contact. And Annika just stares and slowly turns to Rhea and goes, Is this you? Is this your doing? The love guru?
a little insulted at first. She kind of just holds her hands up. She came to me.
Are you fucking sick? You never listen when you. All right. Okay. Hypothetically speaking, and she just like waves her hands extremely dismissively, just like feigns leaning back against a pillar. Like, hypothetically speaking, if I was in love with that fucking puppy, so he's head over heels with you, Amelia. What is it? What would even if that were true? She squints between the two. So what?
So this needs to be sorted out. If you love him and he likes...
That is not a word.
Hypothetically.
Clenches her jaw, like gestures to go on.
Hypothetically, if you... And she sort of very much overdramatic, like him, and he likes Amelia, and Amelia has no feelings strongly one way or the other. That's not fair to anyone in this situation. There's a problem here and it needs to be resolved.
There's a long, quiet pause, and Annika starts to say something, and Amelia holds up a finger and points. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Death is temporary. Our father's going to fix it. That is not a level of separation we need to worry about, okay? Just don't. Annika. So, presses a hand over her mouth and squints between the two. Smoke is just pouring out of her throat, just this is stupid. He's not even my type. Stop. It doesn't matter what your type is or was. You care about him. I've felt it every time that you were gone. This swelling warmth in my chest just dissipates. There's no other reason. There's no other explanation. I can't even begin to describe how mind-bogglingly confusing it's been trying to sift through all of this shit going on in my head, trying to sort out who feels what and why, and I'm no more. Just
Annika. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to tell him because it's not fair to him and it's not fair to me. So I'm at least telling him that I don't love him in the way that I thought I did, or or whatever. She waves a hand dismissively. So whether or not you come in to tell him that it was you, or whether or not he's just left alone with whatever feelings he's feeling, that is going to be up to you, because this is going to have to be your decision, and I'm not making it for you. So there. She glances over at Rhea, just was that good? I don't know.
Rhea kind of just softly sets a hand on her shoulder and looks over towards Annika. Annika, can I ask you something?
There's a deeper squint, and you just see her mouth press into a tight line before she nods.
Let's say again, hypothetically, that all of this is true and you do have feelings for him. Why is it such a big deal that you do? What's wrong with that? Besides a few temporary obstacles.
I mean, aside from the fact that it's stupid and nonsensical, and
Why?
it's glances at Amelia, and Amelia does not meet her gaze, and there's just a solid moment of heavy silence before she looks at Rhea and goes, "Because I don't get nice things. I don't get what I want." Every time that I work towards something, every time that I think that I've had it within my grasp, everything's been ripped out of my hands. So why would this hypothetically be any fucking different?
I imagine at this time, like a red guard kind of walks in. Everyone just like turns to stare at him. Just slowly backs away and closes the door.
Cressida, we're gonna have to move the meeting back a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't know what's
Cressida,
going
we'll,
on in there.
We'll debrief after the patrol. Just go.
Oh.
But Rhea sort of just watches her for a moment, just to get a full sort of measure of, I suppose, how she's portraying that statement.
Yeah, and you can see as she says that her hand kind of like almost unconsciously comes up to her neck where that massive gash is.
Are you talking specifically about everything that happened with Rolf?
She flinches and glares. Don't you fucking say his name. We're done with him. All right. It's not just that, though. That sure was the icing on the fucking cake. Just life in general. I don't. Glances very briefly at Amelia. I don't get what I want. And even when I do, it certainly doesn't want me.
Well, I know there's one thing I want to say, and she kind of looks towards Amelia and then back up to Annika. But perhaps I should save that for another time. However, just because you've had bad experiences, because you've had loss and such traumatic things happen to you, that doesn't mean that good can't follow. That doesn't mean... Look, I know that you probably don't believe in or don't care about what I stand for, what my oath stands for, but it exists for a reason, because it's true. I've seen things happen that that most people wouldn't think were possible. I mean, with the things that Shala and Jolastina and Eli have gone through, and with how their lives are going to change and are changing because of everything that's happening now, all of the good that's starting to follow them. You can't just give up on that. If you do, then what's the point? What's the point of fighting for any of this?
She's quiet for a long time, and eventually Amelia pipes up. I know that I forced you to be a barrier between me and the world for a long time, but that doesn't mean that you can't want something, someone for yourself. And even if everything doesn't go the way we want, even if there's rejection, that doesn't mean that everything is lost. If we had let our past drag us down to this point, then you and I would both be in a grave right now. And she pauses and shivers, or maybe not in a grave, but certainly dead. The point is that we have to try. Even if it hurts, because if it doesn't hurt, then I don't know if we're really alive at that point. There's a very long pause. And Annika just sinks down to the bottom of the pillar and buries her face in her hands. Fuck. This is bullshit. Oh, stop it. I can't even. Just. Oh. So what, you're seriously going to talk to him right fucking now? Well, what else am I supposed to... Are we supposed to wait until after all of us are possibly dead? Well, I thought you were supposed to be the optimists now. Well, listen, just... This is only real... You are not going to wiggle your way out of this either. It's either a yes or a no, and I'm doing it now. She starts to walk out and then pauses and glances over her shoulder. Whether you come with me or not, and takes a couple more steps. I mean it.
Rhea kind of just watches her walk a little bit, stop, walk a little bit more, looks over towards Annika.
Annika's just sitting there watching her, hand to temple, Just like, really? You're doing... Yes, I'm really... Please don't make me... Oh, fine. Fucking gods. Starts floating after her, rubbing at her face, just like, I can't fucking believe you're making me do this. I'm not making you do... Yes, you are. You have guilted me into the... I have not.
Rhea, it reminds you of your younger siblings.
The
twins.
Fucking twins, man.
Mhm.
Oh, and Annika disappears, but you can still hear Amelia like muttering under her breath as she goes off to find
Rhea kind of just watches the chaos train leave for a little while, gives them a few seconds head start, will slowly follow so she can take up post with Eli.
Got you. So you all make your way through the dead warrens.
If we want to have another conversation before that happens.
Yep. Hey, Aras, Murray, what you guys up to?
Ross is... Well, what is Murray doing?
I mean, Wary's been trying to sneak a nap in. But, like... I mean, you know where to find her if you need her for something.
Ross is going to... just wait until Maury wakes up from her long rest.
What, is she just gonna like sit there and stare at her while she sleeps, or?
I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah,
Trying to just peek through the door.
Okay, so you're keeping an eye on her while she's sleeping, right? Why don't you roll me a stealth check?
Mm-hmm.
To see how good you are at this.
That's a skill I have.
It very much is higher than your passive, which is absurd.
All right.
So Ross is just like quietly drawing a picture.
Sketch. All right. Meanwhile, in days of our lives.
Fuck you guys, god damn it.
Amelia, I'm just gonna move you over to here.
Yay.
You guys would approach, and as you approach, you would hear. And did you love her? No, I thought I did, but I was being used by her, manipulated. And you hear Eli's voice. I have heard of the Arconas. They do seem the type.
Amelia was like speed walking there, muttering to herself. She hears that and she almost skids to a halt and is just like, oh fuck my life. Buries her face in her hands and then mutters, I'm doing it, just shut up, I'm gonna do it.
So, did you eat any of it? What? No, I don't.
Varric?
Think so.
Varric?
What? Yeah, Amelia. Hi.
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 Yeah. Hi. Could we talk for a quick moment, please?
Yes, Right. Eli, Rhea. He nods to both of them.
Because Rhea's just coming around the corner behind Amelia.
Yep.
Rhea, as you take his place, Eli's just an interesting man.
Rhea, completely unknowingly of anything that's just happened, kind of takes her spot next to Eli, sits down again, and just nods. I think so.
Annika's body is in here, right?
What do you mean?
She was
Uh,
on
Yes,
one of the
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Her body is in there. Yes.
Yes.
I was like, you've got her token right there.
Yeah, no shit. But what? Fucking
Amelia's clipping.
ah. So she pauses, like, kind of at one of the tables, and then like walks past. Oh, did I mention that I found Annika or her body? I should clarify that.
Oh, no. Right, Roth told you where it was.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Is Annika visible?
Nope.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
Yep.
Don't know why they're walking all the way back to the throne room.
Just
This has become the conversation room.
building up the tension. Yep, we'll be able to bring her back.
Yes, excellent.
Mhm.
It's good to right that wrong.
Yeah, righting wrongs is important. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. She pauses.
This is about the kiss, isn't it? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have.
No, I'm well, technically it's it's
It's all right. I'm used to it.
no, this oh fuck. I am there. This is you should she like grabs him by the arm. You should sit down. You should sit down. You should sit, like, gently pushes him to sit down on the stairs.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be, I need you. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. She pauses and shakes her head like, no, that's not. Just shut up. Shut up. It's fine. Shut up.
Varric looks left, looks right, like not sure what to think about what's happening. Are you all right?
So this is going to be a bit of an unusual conversation. It deals with a lot of complicated subjects, and I just
are going
need
to
you.
tell me that you are not in love with me. That is not an unusual conversation for me to have.
That's oh, Varric, no, that's
It's all right.
No, Varric, you. She like runs up and like grabs his face, and she's just like, "I'm not in love with you. Annika is."
That gets an expression. like this
takes
whole
her
time.
hands back.
Yeah, this whole time he's been getting this face of course this is going to happen. This always happens. I'm always, the good friend, and of course you couldn't really like me. So he has like that look, and then you do that, and like his eyes widen. What?
Her face is just the brightest shade of her red, and she like takes her hands back and is like, it's been a very long process. I've been trying to figure out what's going on since I tied our souls together. Our emotions have been kind of interchangeable is not exactly the right. They've bled through. They've bled through because technically, right now, we're kind of one soul, but not really, because we're two distinct persons. We just have they're tangled together, and so a lot of emotions and thoughts tend to get crossed over, and it's very confusing a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll have an angry outburst that I don't understand, and then I realize it's because Annika is angry, and so I'll say things that I don't really mean. But that's not to say that the emotion isn't actually something that I'm feeling. It's just something that's bleeding over from Annika, and it can be very disconcerting at times. But I've been trying to figure out what exactly I've been feeling for you, because it was very confusing, and sometimes it would just like disappear out of nowhere, and then eventually I figured out that it was Annika's presence that was the definitive factor, because anytime she was desummoned, or when someone took her out, they would change, and they would be different. And then when father said that he approved of you, there was the sinking feeling, and it didn't make any sense, because that should have been a wonderful thing, and I should have been happy about it, but instead I was so sad all of a sudden. And then you stops, glances at him, did the like gestures at her mouth, the kiss, and that really got my attention, because Annika was staring right there, and it all clicked together, and really, like, honestly, maybe it's probably a good thing that you did it what you did, because that allowed me to figure out what exactly was going on, which brings us to the point of right now, where I am telling you this.
You notice that he has started unconsciously rubbing his right hand with his left.
Mm-hmm.
And
she drops down on her knees in front of him, and like puts a hand over his and says, I don't want you to think that I was just using you in any way. You've been such a wonderful person, and you deserve so much, but
but Annika hates me.
She like tries to say something, and it just doesn't come out, and then finally she's just like, would you just I'm would you and Annika finally appears next to her, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, and she like leans, like faux leans against the pillar, like along one arm, and it's like, I don't hate you, Varric. There are plenty of people in the world that I hate. Rolf at the top of the list. I don't hate you.
He looks at Annika. You've never had anything but distaste for me.
I tease you. I poke fun at you. I
can't think of one kind word you've ever said to me. I don't understand. And he just kind of looks back and forth, confused.
Yeah, Annika like opens her mouth and then stops, and then like looks over at Amelia, and Amelia just does like this motion, just like, just fucking, just go, just, and she like stands up. But Annika, I can talk for myself. I didn't say something. Fucking, oh.
Varric just quietly looks back and forth.
Pushes off of the pillar, goes over to him. Amelia takes a step back and just like sits down on the floor in the middle of the rug and waits for Annika to talk. And Annika's just like, I'm not technically, I can be an excellent people person if I really have to, but I don't really like people. And the fact that your cheap pauses and sighs, you're sweet and kind, and you're constantly there for literally everyone, even if they've pretty much spat in your face, and you constantly are trying to do what's best for everyone around you. You're looking out for all of the others. You're you're too good, and I don't understand you. You're like this sweet innocent puppy, and it makes no sense that you are the way you are after all of the shit that you've been through. And I'm starting to sound like a bitch again. I'm She pauses and then just kind of like sinks down to the floor. I have struggled with anger and loathing my entire life. And someone like you, someone who is just so genuine and kind, I didn't get it. And for a while, I thought I kind of hated you. And then I didn't, and I didn't know what to do with that. And I'm sorry that I've been so harsh to you.
You don't need to apologize. I'm just very confused.
She just like leans back on her hands, just like fucking same. Listen, I understand that this is confusing and probably a little gross, considering she like gestures at all of herself, and I understand. It's you don't need to do anything with that. That's just an explanation of what's going on in our heads.
Varric is quiet for a very long time. Like, almost uncomfortably long. He just kind of sits there staring, again, a bit unconsciously at his hand. Which is gloved, by the way, as always.
Mm-hmm.
And he stands up and to Annika says, "Excuse me for one moment." And will walk over and kneel down in front of Amelia. I understand that what you were feeling was not your own. And I am sorry for being forward.
No.
He
That's...
actually puts a finger to Amelia's lips. I want to thank you for the kindness you've shown me. And I need to let you know that I will always protect you as best I can. Whether you have a romantic interest or not, you are important to me and always will be. And he kisses Amelia's forehead. And then he stands up and he turns to Annika. I don't know very much about you, Annika. But what I do know is that you refused to leave your sister alone. That you cared for her so powerfully that even death wouldn't stop you. I have seen you throw yourself into danger time and time again. I have seen you suffer, and all in the name of protecting Amelia. If nothing else, that has earned my respect and my want to get to know you better. If you'd like.
Oh boy, hang on 1 second. Just gotta. Cool. Annika blinks in genuine shock. At first she wasn't meeting his gaze, and then she looked at him kind of with a frown, and then it was just kind of awestruck. And then behind both of them, Amelia just starts crying with this look of confusion on her face. Just like silent Ghibli tears just start rolling down her face.
I can't promise that I will love you. I don't know what I'm
Annika
feeling.
immediately throws up her hands, just like that. We don't even need to think about that word in any capacity anytime soon. I kind of like rubs at her forehead. Just
But would you take a walk with me?
pauses, watches him for a moment. Amelia makes kind of like a sobbing hiccup. It's just like, I'm sorry. This is sorry. Sorry. And Annika just nods. Yes. Yeah. That sounds nice.
He nods and turns to Amelia. Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, this is crossed wires. It's fine. I'll just give me a moment and I'll be good. You guys have a walk. You go ahead. Distance should help. Just go. Just like starts waving and then like gently like smacking at his back, just like just go.
He nods, looking unsure, and then starts to kind of walks to Annika and then starts walking to the door and then like stops to see if she's following.
Yep, she follows.
So, I'm a puppy.
But it's
I am cute and fluffy and bring smiles. I like that.
oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, you could certainly say that.
And they'll go for a walk, and we can always have a solo session if we need. We probably should, because I'm very curious how that conversation goes. But we have a lot to cover in this session, so maybe we'll make that a solo session.
Okay.
Go back to Amelia. What's Amelia doing?
Oh, eventually they're far enough away that Amelia's like no longer like grossly sobbing. And she carefully wipes at her face, like tries not to smudge her makeup. Let's see if she actually accomplishes this. And it's just I don't know. It's gonna roll. Gonna roll. It's okay. And she's going to go back to where Annika's body is to just should probably like see if she can like take it to one of the private rooms just to make sure that there's nothing weird on it, like any symbols that would fuck with like a resurrection spell. She wants to make sure that Rolf hasn't fucking tampered with her body.
Gotcha. Roll me an Arcana check.
23.
Well, this body has certainly been tampered with what looks to be multiple restoration spells and necromancy to make it look young and new again, as we all remember what it looked like in session 0.
I don't.
It was Zambo. I believe it was also like hanging from the neck. It was really bad.
Gadrian sliced off
Mm-hmm.
her head, but only partially, and that's
How can you be nearly headless?
like this.
So tampered with, absolutely, but not in the way that you're thinking. It's not trapped. It's not altered. It's just been, I guess you could say, rejuvenated, and has had it's had makeup applied to where, like what a man thinks a woman would wear for makeup.
Yeah, no, all of that shit gets wiped off.
Yeah. And as I said before, in addition to that, there has been a gentle repose of a permanent nature cast upon it.
Okay, that's all she wants to do for right now.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something. I'll work that out later. All right. If that is all for now, we shall say, first of all, Ross, Murray, I know what you guys are doing. I'll get to you guys in just a second. Ria, anything before we move on? Because, Amelia, I'm assuming that Van Kasterkin and Annika are going to have a long walk. Amelia is going to eventually settle down for a long rest.
Like at this point, she is physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything exhausted.
Ria, back over in what used to be the bone pit.
I mean, she's as far as she's aware, doesn't have anything that she really needs to do at the moment. She's kind of just hanging out with / near Eli, making sure that he's okay and comfortable and everything, and if he needs whatever.
I guess I never thanked you.
For what?
He kind of looks at you and tilts his head. For what? My family has done nothing but haunt you. And you have had no reason to reach out anything in kindness. And despite that, you have torn me from the grip of... He starts to say mother and stops. The Black Rose.
She smiles at him and shakes her head. I've had all the reason to. Extending a hand, extending kindness and love is exactly what I stand for. And besides, kind of plays with the ring on her finger. I suppose there are other interests.
You realize she hates me, yes? I made sure of that.
I know that a lot of people seem very certain of a lot of things lately. But time, effort, they can change a lot.
He stares at you for a long time. They broke the mold with you, Rhea.
And Rhea, being Rhea, kind of just raises an eyebrow. Doesn't say anything.
I am sorry. I do not think the rest of my family will be as grateful as I am if you try to save them. Camille is not well, not since she was resurrected. And my brother is, well, he revels in his job. He would not like you.
She shrugs. Not everyone will.
He nods. You must be careful. Rosabella is not used to losing her children, and now you have taken 3 of them from her. Not to mention Isolanda. You know Isolanda is very special, yes?
She nods.
She was intended to be the vessel for Loth.
So I've heard.
And he kind of leans his head back against the wall. And if Gadrian and Loth get their hands on her, they'll be more powerful than any of us could imagine.
Her expression hardens slightly. They're not going to.
Eli nods. Yes. I suppose the very least I can do is offer what power I have to protect them. Though I don't know how. Rhea, there are cracks in the alliance between Gadrian and Rosabella. And every time, it's like he has to hesitate, like he's about to say mother.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's taken steps to protect herself from him, though I don't know what that means. I wish I could be of more information, but we are told what we are meant to be told.
Do you know what exactly the point of their alliance was?
Yes. Power. A great deal of power. The Valentines are infamous as assassins and as bards. But Rosabella has many gifts, except one. One gift that Gadrian promised she could have. Immortality. You have seen what Gadrian has survived.
I don't believe I'd want to think of what exactly they could do if they were immortal.
Eli shakes his head. No, I don't think you would want to think that. So, bear that in mind when I tell you that she would give all of it up, all of her immortality, to destroy you and your friends. It is personal with her. You have split her family. She will not be forgiving.
She split mine.
Eli nods. I had no hand in that. I want you to know, I was not there.
She shakes her head. I don't blame you for it.
He nods. I also had nothing to do with her taking Shala back. I wanted her away from all of this. Camille was the one that... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter now.
We're going to get through this. And we're going to succeed.
He nods. I hope you're right. You should probably get some rest. I don't sleep anymore.
Raises an eyebrow again. Alright. Well, even then, doesn't mean you can't rest. You've been through a lot today.
He nods. I will. Thank you.
Of course. And Eli, if there's anything that you need, feel free to ask me.
Perhaps a bath.
I will see what I can manage. And she would get up and go see what sort of facilities have been. We do have the mansion. Do we want to use that now?
Are you asking your DM? I don't know.
No. I mean, it's not just my magic item.
Yeah.
I was okay with this.
Who is it attuned to right now? I can't fucking remember.
Pretty sure Rhea still has it.
Yeah, Rhea.
Not hearing any no's, so
Nobody's there to stop you.
Yeah, go for it.
but still though.
No, I don't care. I assume we're going to the Cinderlands after this.
Honestly, it's probably do us all some good to just like actually have a bath and like relax for a bit.
So she would get up to start like heading out to ask someone, and then would stop. Oh, wait, I would pull out the item and then summon the mansion. Would hold the door open for him.
What is this?
A magical item? A mansion on the inside? I'm not very well versed on the arcane, so I don't know all of the intricacies.
Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion. I didn't know you could do this. His eyes open. That's how. We would lose contact with you sometimes. We wouldn't be able to find you or even scry upon you. Oh, you're very clever.
She kind of just gives him a small wry smile and sort of motions for him to step inside.
He does. And you are immediately greeted with, Mistress Rhea. It has been a while. Are you here to practice? One must keep up the fundamentals.
Rhea internally sighing because she just got done with a huge fight. We actually just got done with a fair amount of combat. No, actually, we could use a fair bit of rest for right now.
Ah, yes. Yes, it is important to rest after a good, strong fight, of course. And he'll kind of lead you, and you know your way around your own place. You know where the baths are. And to just move things on a little bit, he takes a bath, and afterwards, you see him come out. Give me a second here, as I find the appropriate thing. Okay, hang on 1 second. I actually need to make said thing.
Can't believe you've done this.
I know. How dare I? I will show this to players. He comes out of the bath looking very different.
Oh.
As the makeup and hair have been washed clean and away, he also chooses the lesser flamboyant under parts of his very elaborate getup that he was wearing. And he walks in front of you and bows. I feel much better. Thank you.
I'm glad. You're welcome to stay in here for as long as you need.
I would appreciate that, actually. I am... I would like the comfort of my mother not being able to find me, at least for a night, if I may.
Of course.
He nods. Of course, that means you have to stay here too.
Yeah. I've got no arguments to that.
Mm-hmm.
If he's gonna be just chilling out, Rhea would probably just take a short walk around the area and just go through all of the rooms again and see what's in there.
Gotcha.
Just looking over old memories.
Roll me a d20. I have a few things. Hang on.
11.
Right down the middle. Oh, okay. All right. You are kind of roving the halls, and you come across the main hall. Except when you come across it, and maybe it's because of events that you've been going through, you see that all the tables are pushed to the side, and there are bards, not the Valentines, I feel like this is important to point out, but bards playing. And you're very young, and you are dancing with your father while standing on his feet.
Oh, okay. So she'd probably go in and just sit for a while and watch it.
Mm-hmm, and that is that. They just, since it's a memory, they just dance in a loop.
Mm-hmm. She'd be in there a fair while.
All right. Did you hide the door or leave it visible?
No, she would have left it visible in case somebody needed to get their attention.
So I imagine, like, Amelia at some point, a guard would just come up. Excuse me, ma'am?
Yes.
We've found an oddity that, there's a door. We're not sure where it leads. We have it guarded right now, but we were wondering if perhaps you or your friends knew anything about it.
What?
We fear someone may be trying to incursion or infiltrate us.
There's like a split moment where her eyes go wide and she's like, oh shit. And then it's like, wait a second, where's this door?
He'll take you to the bright, familiar looking door.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, it's fine. That's just... She just throws the door open, just like, Rhea, really? You didn't tell anyone you were going to use this? They had it guarded. She's
I should note,
in.
there are no less than 20 guards surrounding the door with spears pointed.
Oh my god, yeah, she just like walks past all of them, just completely disregards all of these like trained professionals, and she's just like, Rhea, really, honestly, you should have told it. Oh, it's you guys could go. It's fine.
The guards just kind of look at each other and then meander off. It's obviously okay. When you walk in, you see Eli with a towel, like toweling his hair dry. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
hello,
sorry.
Amelia.
Yes, hi. Sorry. There were guards outside. But they're not. It's fine now. Where's Rhea?
He shrugs.
Like half turned away to like not look at him directly.
Did your conversation with Varric go well?
Mhm. Yep, everything's fine. Sorry, where did you say where Rhea was?
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay. It's fine. She like just walks off. It's like, I'll
Uh-huh.
just find her.
You would eventually find her in the main hall, watching a memory of a young Rhea. Rhea, how old? 5, 6, 7?
Considering the Valentine's thing was like 8, probably a few years prior, probably
Yeah.
about 5 or 6.
Dancing with her dad and more standing on his shoes as he moves.
So she like
and like
she.
very fancy dress. This was obviously some sort of ball that they were attending.
Mm-hmm. Amelia comes in there like ready to say a thing. Just like honestly, there were 20. Oh. Just goes quiet and suddenly doesn't want to interrupt. Rhea?
She sort of shakes herself out of it and looks towards the door. Oh, sorry. Yes, and then stand up. Did you need me?
No, I just, you probably should have let someone know you were going to use the mansion. There were no less than, 20 guards, waiting with spears pointed at the door because they thought someone was trying to infiltrate the, like, just vaguely gestures around.
Blanches a little bit. Oh, I sorry.
It's fine.
I
I
wanted
know, but
sorry.
no, you go ahead. Sorry.
Eli wanted to freshen up, and I figured they wouldn't have had the best, if any, amenities down here at the moment, and I had the mansion, and I really hoped you all wouldn't have minded.
Oh no, I'm not
Sorry.
saying that we mind. It's fine. We just maybe next time let everyone know that you're going to do it so that they aren't having heart attacks out there. But no, everything's fine. I let them know that there wasn't any invading force or anything like that. She pauses and kind of glances at the memory and then back at her. You doing okay?
Looks back at it. Oh, yeah, I'm all right.
Nods slowly, kind of glances over at the dancing and kind of gestures where Rhea's sitting. Do you mind if I join you?
Oh, no, by all means.
She nods and sits a little awkwardly. And then after a bit, she says, we're going to get him back. I know that's not really something that you're worried about, but I know that you probably miss him for now. But my father can bring Annika back, and I'm sure that he can bring your father back as well. And everything's gonna be fine.
She stops and looks over at you and smiles, and again just softly sets a hand on your shoulder. You're a good friend, Amelia. I hope you know that.
Just need to. Oh. A couple of tears leak out, and she very quickly wipes at them, just like, thank you. Um, it's yeah. I'm just glad that this is almost over. I think. Oh, I hope it is.
You would both notice, very quietly, and Eli kind of walk out onto the center of the floor and begin dancing to the music. Not with Rhea and her father, but around them.
Like actual Eli right now, or
Actual Eli right now, yes.
okay.
And
Making
He was there.
and
Just making sure.
you realize, after watching for a moment, that this must have been what he was trained to be as a bard, other than telling stories. But the way he can move is, I guess the word that would come to mind is fantastic. He is an expert level dancer in the fluidity of his motion, and he seems to be very much enjoying himself.
I'm gonna go tell everyone else that the mansion is up in case they want to actually sleep in a real bed. I'll be back in a bit.
Right. Thank you.
She starts to head out and then stops and turns back really, next time just please let somebody know, because they were really freaked out. It just something to keep in mind. just slips out the door. Heads to go find Weary.
Would just get up and I guess sort of start dancing around with Eli, just messing around, not bothering him in case it's
Oh no, he would totally
Right.
grab your hand and start dancing with you, smiling.
awesome. Yeah.
It's clear that Rhea would be very attuned to this kind of thing, but there's always one thing that makes someone happy. Like, everyone has that one thing. Some people it's just chilling out, some people it's watching a movie, some people it's exercising, but everyone has that one thing that just lets them decompress and enjoy themselves. It was very clear this is dancing for Eli. And I've realized that this music is inadequately ominous. I mean, no, excessively ominous for what is happening right now. He's dancing with you. But yes, he seems to be very much enjoying himself.
Good.
That's what we were just playing, wasn't it? Music! I am not good with it. We'll just do this one. So interesting thing to note. Actually, no, that would be done later. Anything else before we skip ahead? And like I said, Amelia, Murray, I will give you the long rest before you have to do your thing. So anything before we skip ahead, everyone?
I think. Are we still having this be during Wary's short rest? Because I think they're still wanting to have a chat.
Yeah, because
I think Ross is planning on waiting until Mary wakes up. So
Right.
we're skipping to that.
Amelia's going to be coming over to let
Okay.
everyone know that the mansion is up if they want to.
I will, yeah, and then that would, like, where if you wanted to move or whatnot, that's not going to interrupt your rest. If you wanted to just go into the mansion as opposed to out.
No, she'll stay where she is. She's already puffed up.
Gotcha.
Awesome, because I was actually gonna say when Amelia walked up that Kitty stopped her.
Oh.
And Ross is like guarding that door, not letting anybody come in because Murray needs her rest.
She's like doing the shushing motion.
She's aggressively protecting Murray so she can get some sleep.
Kitty attacks Amelia.
No,
roll
not
for
attack.
initiative.
Like...
Roll for initiative. I'm gonna need a strength saving throw, Amelia.
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, let's.
No, yeah. So you are stopped by a guard fox, dog thing.
She's clearly a kitty, actually.
Obviously.
Maybe bring the meme back out.
If Amelia sees a Ross, she like starts to say, "What's going?" And then like if a Ross is like, "Shut the fuck up," or something, she will like prestidigitate in the air. What the fuck?
Just okay. Ross is going to use her walkie-talkies. Just because I made this forever ago, and damn it, I'm gonna use it.
And there's a buzzing in Amelia's pocket, and she forgot about it.
Yeah,
Shit, I'm being paid.
Yeah,
Hold
Amelia,
on,
someone's
guys, I
hitting
have
up your
to
page.
step out.
Yeah, you need to set up your drug deal.
Amelia, you're needed in the OR.
We have another door. Yeah, so through message.
Just where he's sleeping, I wanted to make sure she got plenty of rest. You know, hasn't been sleeping well at night.
There's
the plot.
Yeah, no, she like starts to say out loud, and then she like, oh, freak. Oh, in the fucking like walkie-talkie, and it's like, well, the mansion is up, in case you wanted a real bed or a bath that wasn't in here. Just wanted to let you guys know.
Question. Just so I'm making sure, like, could all sleep upright, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
Be
sitting
like
up.
squat, right?
Yeah. So it's like, well, you know, since Murray normally sleeps at a table, I'll let her know when she wakes up.
Okay. Well, that invitation is extended to you too, you know, right? That's not it's you. She'll tell her where the mansion is, and then she'll just be like, I'll leave you be. You're clearly very busy.
You okay?
She like genuinely has to think about it for a minute, and then nods. Yeah, I think I'm actually pretty good right now.
Good. Me too. I'll see you later. I'll let Mori know when she wakes up.
Okay. And she will head back to the mansion.
Can't believe you're denying Weary the opportunity of sleeping in that nice plush beanbag that I set up specifically for her.
Terrible.
Bottle lamp
know,
at the side and everything.
Some people, when they crash, it's just best to let them sleep it out.
I mean, how much does she weigh? Rhea could have dragged her ass in there. That's fine.
And with that, barring a conversation we'll have later between Varric and Attica, that I have no idea how that's going to go, we skip ahead until late at night when it is drawing close to the appointed time.
So Miri's been sleeping for quite a while, Ross. But she's not loud when she wakes up. So probably your first clue that she has sort of roused herself is you hear the sort of flip, flip, flip of cards as Miri summons Zellara.
Ross is just gonna stay very still.
Inside the room, Zellara appears.
Did she get blue hair?
She does look different, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's more ghosty.
Mm-hmm.
Must have gone through a breakup.
This is from a different part of the module. But it is definitely Zellara. She's just changed over time. Mary, hello.
Zellara? Is this the kind of is this a jarring change? Was this subtle?
No, this is
something
subtle.
that I
This is
thought-
something that's been happening slowly over time.
Okay, so this is not something I would feel the need to comment on.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. It has been brought to my attention that I have been somewhat neglecting you, my friend, and I must apologize.
She furrows her brow. You have been far busier than anyone has any right to be. You haven't left my deck behind. And I have watched all that has transpired. I haven't felt neglected.
Mary's eyes crinkle up at the corners. It is a relief to hear that. I fear I seek your wisdom. Fear is the wrong word. And not of the... She waves a hand at the cards that she has stacked neatly on the table. Not of the foretelling variety.
I see. And she will float down as if she were sitting. Oh, well, of what then?
I have been presented with an opportunity that might be dangerous. But of everyone here, I thought you might understand.
She
My
nods.
son has beckoned me to meet me tonight, soon. There is every possibility it's a trap. There is every possibility that I should be bringing everyone I possibly can with me. She waves a hand, but I was told to come alone. Is it so foolish that I'm entertaining the thought?
Of course it's not foolish. You're a mother. Do you remember what I went through when Iran died.
She not. That's why I thought you might understand.
I apologize for that, by the way. Had I had any idea of what type of people you were... Oh, excuse me, my phone's going off. Sorry, ghosts get cell phones. You don't know what that is. You'll know someday. It's fine. If I
Ghost
had...
of time.
Replace the pager you have in your pocket.
Yeah, if I had any idea of the type of people you were, I would have been more candid with you.
Mary clicks her beak. There's no way you could have judged our character simply by observing us. You were right to be cautious. You have nothing to apologize for.
She nods. Well, from what I know, it is dangerous, and I must ask, my friend, how confident are you that you still know your son? He is, after all, leading the enemy forces.
She tucks her chin to her chest. There are two very different parts of me that want to give you very different answers. My heart would tell you that I have every confidence in my son's heart. My head would tell you that I am not confident at all. That so much has changed. So much can change a person. Maybe he is, after all this time, a stranger to me.
She nods. And yet you feel compelled to go anyway.
One of my children has asked something of me that is within my power to give. How could I deny him?
She nods. You cannot.
She sighs. Thank you for your wisdom, Zeller. It is always a comfort.
You do not have to go alone, you know. I will be there.
Her eyes crinkle up at the corners. That you will, my friend. And she will stand up and shuffle the deck and tuck it into her robes. Give a sleeping Magenico a pat where he probably roosted for the evening. She will leave him behind.
Okay. He'll look up at you, and being connected to you knows, and will kind of step from foot to foot and watch you as you go.
She looks over her shoulder as she adjusts her clothing, getting ready to leave. I will return, one way or another.
By the way, just because it's been such a long time, what you guys were referring to, just so everyone can see, this is what Zellara looked like in life, and what she looked like when you first met her. She has slowly changed over the course of the campaign. I know you guys have access to it, just for the audience. It has been a bit. You put the deck away, you get ready, and you step outside.
Is Ross like leaning against the door?
Yeah.
Actually, since Aras heard that conversation, she is going to step back and pull up the hood of her cloak. And she's going to hide from you. And she's going to try and follow you.
Cloak? Is that like a what is
I
that?
have a cloak of elven kind. And so when you wear this cloak with a hood up, wisdom checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks made to hide.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well then, let's determine this now. Murray, this will be your passive perception, and Sib, roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Whew. Murray, you quietly make your way out of the Dead Hollows into Corvosa proper. And you are just starting to walk down the streets when you start to passively notice you are being followed. Very carefully, very quietly, but you can tell. Because passive perception of 24 is insane.
Okay. So
So I'd say
Very
before
well.
you leave the gray.
okay. So the gray kind of twists and turns, so you're following Mary as she walks down these winding halls, and as you endeavor to keep up with her, you round a corner and she's standing right there looking at you.
Hey! Where you going?
My temple.
Would you like some company?
She like looks you up and down, as it was pretty clear that you were sneaking.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Very well.
Uh-huh.
For-
She like looks you up and down. It appears that were I more preoccupied with my own thoughts, I would not have had a choice.
Well, now that you do, I know where you're going. I don't think you should go alone. I can be invisible if that would help.
Moiri takes a deep breath.
I promise I wasn't trying to spy on you. I was really just trying to make sure you were getting rest. I'm concerned about you. And I know whenever you see your son, like we did earlier in the day, that you tend to not, you tend to be a little hard on yourself and not take care of yourself. So I was just trying to make sure you slept. And then I overheard your conversation.
Her face has been totally unreadable throughout this entire conversation. And as you finish with that, She closes her eyes. Breathe out. I was upset with you, and I appreciate your concern.
I can stay here if you want.
She, gives you a very shrewd look. How many streets away do you think I will get before you follow me?
I'll go. I'll stay back. But you have a way to contact somebody if something goes wrong?
She lays a claw over her spiritual symbol. There's always magic, if nothing else.
Stay safe. Let me know what I can do.
Weary nods. Thank you, my daughter, for allowing me this folly. If I do not return in an hour's time, she pauses. Assume something has happened.
Okay.
Her eyes soften as she looks at you. Your love warms me, Hara.
Well, apparently I only have one parent left, so gotta keep him alive. And or us will. I'm sorry?
She said, I will return as soon as I am able.
So Ross will just go back to the entrance of the Greys.
He watches you go and then stalks off into the night.
Nope, I'm staying.
Does Winter get there unaccosted?
God?
I was muted. Ha ha. Yes, you get there unaccosted, but you do pass more than one patrol of Grey Maidens as you do so, even at this late hour. And you get to your temple, and you slip inside, and it is completely empty as the partitioner has gone to bed for the night. What do you do? It's clear that there's no one waiting for you yet.
Weary casts clairvoyance at the door to create a sensor.
Okay.
And then we'll cast. She will come to the altar and pray, and as she does so, we'll cast Word of Recall. As that will link her Word of Recall to this location.
Got you. So, wow, something's wrong with my mic. So, in other words, when you choose to cast the spell at any point in time, you will recall here.
Yeah, so you have to choose a location, cast it there first, and then in the future, if when you cast it again, you go to the first location.
Yep. Not too long after you finish casting the spell, your clairvoyance goes off.
Okay.
And you
She
turn.
will
Mhm.
she will as her action choose to see through it.
Okay. You see your son in full armor walking into the temple. I'm sorry, not in full armor. Actually wearing no armor and a heavy, thick cloak covering most of his form.
Okay. She will leave it in place, but stand and turn.
And he stands there for a moment and then moves to one of the benches and sits down.
There's a very palpable tension about the way that she's holding herself. But she comes and she sits next to him and leans into his shoulder.
How are you, Mother?
Better. Joy. More important question to me, my son, is how are you?
There is a long pause. Not good. We are all in grave danger. This may be the last time you and I can ever talk. So you must listen to me. I saw you today. I know what you've done. I thank you for destroying that monster. And his talon kind of moves up to his face briefly before going back down. And I wish with all my heart to tell you that your job is done. To tell you to go. To forget about me. But I need your help. Muri, you know your son's voice. You've never heard it like this, so full of terror.
Mm-hmm. She threads her arm through his and slips her talons in between his and squeezes. Anything.
You don't know what he plans. Everything has played out. The plague, the Grey Maidens, my entourage, everything has been to weaken the power structure of the city. Mary, on the surface, I'm sorry, Mary, Mother, on the surface, everything is fine. Everything is ordered. But the city council is in shambles. The magistrates hide in their homes, hoping that they do not become the next one to disappear. My soldiers walk up and down the streets, stomping out any insurrection. And he has started summoning demons and dragons to maintain power. My mount, that terrible beast. You don't know what it's like riding it, watching it feed, the joy it takes when it kills. I've endured much to get close to him, to gain his trust. He takes perverse pleasure in it, turning the son of his hated enemy. I've learned what he intends, Mother. He plans to sacrifice.
Right. Does it end there?
He like, it's almost like words are lost after that.
Okay. She leans into him and tucks her beak into his feathers.
You don't
Both a
understand.
blessing and your curse that you inherited your father's gentle spirit.
He shakes his head. I have killed that part of me, Mother. I had to. I am sorry, but I had to.
If you had killed that part of you, then you would share in your mount's delight.
Some days I fear I do. Some days I fear I'm losing myself. I command atrocities, Mother. I make decisions that kill dozens in hopes of saving thousands. I have more blood on my talons than I could ever be forgiven for. I am not the son you once knew. We, Gadrian must be stopped. Before everyone, everything is sacrificed. That's what he plans. The entire town and every soul in it. I don't know how. I don't know how such a thing's even possible, but he believes it, and with the power that he wields, Mother, I believe him. Hundreds of thousands of souls snuffed out. And I can't. I have seen him suffer wounds that would destroy anyone, and he still lives, sheathed in that horrid woman's body. I am lost. I don't know how to win. And in my position, I do not have the freedom to learn. I have responsibilities, and if I do not fulfill them, I will be dead before morning. So I must do the one thing I had hoped to avoid with all of this, the one thing I sacrificed everything for. I must ask for your help.
What can I do?
Find a way to kill him before he kills everyone.
Mary stands, releasing his hand, and stands in front of him and takes his face in both of her hands and tilts his face up to her. Not lost, son. You are not lost in a way that you cannot be found. I know what you must do, and my son, I am in awe of your strength. More than anything, I am sorry. I am so sorry. Would that I could have taken every wound for you. Know that I would have, with joy. Keep you from such a fate. Keep you from such a road that hurts you so to walk it. You are not lost. Wherever you go, I am with you. Whatever it takes to see this through. Whatever it takes. She leans down and presses her forehead to his. Whatever it takes, by my will it shall be done.
He nods. We do not have much time. A month, maybe 2. I do not know the details, and I fear I may never. And he stands. I am sorry that I was not stronger, that I could not do this on my own. I am sorry I have sacrificed what I was. The child you knew. But I can't go back now.
No. Can't. She cocks her head and pats his cheek. You became a man while I wasn't looking. Oh, man. Know that you have my help.
He nods. Find a way. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you first. You first!
Okay. And she again pats his cheek. And in the evenings, if you hear my voice, hope that it brings you comfort. that you owe me no answer.
He nods. Mother, beware of Zarmangorf, my mount. I do not know how or why, but it hunts you. It knows you. It wants you.
The look in her eyes hardens. She wraps her arms around her son and hugs him tight. As your mother, I don't really want to know what you've risked by coming to tell me this. I only hope that it was worth it.
He nods.
Thank you for your warning, and I will not waste it.
I will not be able to come to you again, Mother. And I pray it never happens, but should we meet on the streets, I will not be your son.
She squeezes him tighter. Well, no matter what you do or where you go, you will always be my son. No matter what armor you wear, no matter what beast you ride. And I dearly hope the next time we meet, it will be I who comes to you.
He will touch his forehead to yours, and then pull away and begin walking out of the temple, and stops at the door. It's strange. Out of everything, what I miss most is your cooking. Goodbye, Mother.
As he goes, as he pulls away from her, she would like to cast Death Ward on him.
Oh. How long does Death Ward last? I haven't looked in a
8
while.
hours.
Well,
Rest of your life.
at least 8 hours. Gotcha.
She can't do more than that.
I know. Would he even know what is happening? He pauses. I have heard this spell. Mother. Any little thing, huh? And then he slips out.
She watches him go. Closes her eyes and watches through the clairvoyant spell until she can no longer see him.
And you are left alone in the temple.
She will wander over to the altar once more and kneel in front of it and sink into prayer for probably several minutes. When she is done, he will also leave.
Oh, I was just looking this up. How wonderful. I mean, for me, because I'm sadistic. Miri. I suppose this might have been happening sooner, but we'll say it didn't, because I, as a DM, didn't know they were capable of this.
Mhm.
As you're walking back to the Kala Mountains, in your mind, you hear a voice. Hello, tasty one. You touched my mind. I touch yours. Where are you?
She pauses where she was. Sighs. I do have a name, though I suppose you might be too prideful to use it. I am where I choose to be. Good evening.
You get no response.
In other words, get fucked.
As I didn't realize that this dragon has the ability to cast sending.
Ah, this has just become a 2-week psychic battle. Good to know.
I wish
We
I had
can
known
trade
that
recipes.
sooner. Like, I just haven't looked at a stat block in a long time. Haven't needed it, but yeah. Roll me a knowledge nature check, Murray.
I get advantage because I know Majenko.
No. Majinko's
A
very
house
different.
dragon is not a dragon.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I will say yes, because you could confer with Majinko, and Majinko knows dragons, so yes, with advantage. Most dragons do have certain levels of magic, but only the older dragons tend to use it frequently.
Good. Okay.
And you do know, the older the dragon, generally speaking, the more powerful it is.
Okay. Yeah, she hurries home.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I actually think that is a good place to end the session here. As next session, we will deal with any other small conversations we have and head back. I believe you all plan to teleport back to the Sun Shaman, yes?
I believe so.
You know, later this day,
Mm-hmm.
in 5 months when we get there in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we will pick up here next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. And next week we will hopefully, possibly, well, I won't say hopefully, because if we don't, it will have been well-intended effort anyway. Maybe we'll hear what the Sun Shaman has been dying to tell you all for an entire book.
Nobody's been dying.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Number one for the dead dad counter.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.